Hello, you fantastic bunch. No respawns here. Hope you're doing well. So we are back again in the Mire, and this is going to be my new Lakeside cottage. So I'm on my new character, matey boy here. He's all melee focused, got a big hammer. It's pretty good fun. Highly recommend a melee build. I'm pretty much having no troubles with enemies whatsoever, and it's just nice not having to worry about ammo. So anyway, the reason why is I've actually gotten to this location now, and I've really wanted a bit more of a permanent feeling player home made out of concrete and in an area I love, and I've mentioned this a few times how much the Mire is my favourite location. So I am just here, which is, I haven't actually discovered that, but that is actually Thunder Mountain. And there is Abby's bunker. It's right on the side of this big lake here. It's very, very nice, very, very cozy. There also happens to be an oil well here. To be honest, I don't really use oil for something. I just kind of just like the idea of having an oil well. It would be cool. And I'm going to be using most of the concrete. I do have just these floor pieces from the Atom store, because I started a new character. I'm getting loads of atoms again, which is useful. And I kind of had my eye on these ones for a bit, because they lighten up the room a little bit. I've deliberately put the foundations down first, so I don't spend ages remembering how everything's placed, because I have, to an extent, already made this. So let's just jump straight in. It's quite cool. Oh, actually, let me show you. Because I've been making this out of concrete, I did mention this in my last video, but I'm going to show you people again because it's super helpful. So concrete is really hard to find, if you probably noticed already. If you go to Site Charlie, just around the back there are some kind of warehouses, and at the back of that there is a kind of like a little refuse pile, and alongside that there are about 6 or 7 bags of concrete. And because you don't actually need much concrete per wall piece, you'll need about 2. So you don't have to worry too much about running out. Like those, I mean, I've done it, basically, I've had 120 while doing this one, and I'm pretty sure I have enough to do the whole thing. Mostly it's wood. I really like these floor pieces, because they do, it's quite a nice contrast to the Mire, which is why I chose it. I'm going to try and do this swiftly. Hopefully I've got everything built in the correct order. I've been effectively just kind of playing around with here, figuring out how everything snaps in. So these bits I've wanted to use. So you need to snap these onto a roof, and the roof can't have anything like those little wall end bits, and they allow you to make a kind of quite a nice transition between one roof and the other. It took me a while to figure everything out, but I'm here now, right, and I figured it out. So I want... is this the full one? No, I want this one. Bum, bum. Oh, don't fall in the water. Rat. And then one there. So I've been trying to kind of, as always, practice around with kind of various layering of the structures and things like that to kind of make a look that looks nice. I still absolutely... One thing I do dislike, it doesn't look too bad, so it's not a problem. But on the stone tower, the concrete one, these ones don't have like an interior, so they don't have the white. It's fine because it actually blends quite nicely into the walls, but it does bother me a wee bit. How does that look? Yeah. It's really easy, I've noticed, my entrance ways to make them kind of look a bit samey, so I'm trying to avoid doing that in this one. Like, you want to kind of like, it's all about kind of tiers and making things... kind of transitions effectively is what I'm going on here. Okay, so we want... Oh wait, nope. I have done that wrong. I've got to add another one in, haven't I? What have I done here? Oh, I remember what I did wrong. Let me just pop that out there. That was not how I did that front bit at all. I'm a liar. Full of lies. I can remember what I was doing now. So what we want is, actual fact, is this one here, like this. Nope, you're not going to snap me into there. Fair dues. Fair dues. See what I mean about forgetting things? Mind like a sieve. That's what we wanted. And, yeah, I remember. The point is, again, making sure the transition doesn't look bad, otherwise I'll get annoyed. Wrong one. I still haven't unlocked the metal one on this guy yet. Cool. Okay. There we go. There we go. Everything's good. And you're meant to be on that one, not that one. You liars. There we go. Literally could not remember what I was doing. I had a whole plan and everything, and I ruined it. Ba-bump. Cool. I'm quite enjoying playing around with these pieces, because it's amazing what you can achieve. But you do have to kind of think about it in a completely different way compared to Fallout 4, and it is sometimes hard to do. It doesn't help that this is a survival game, so you end up having, like, hunger and things, and, you know, it's a whole thing. You know what I mean? It's an old nonsense thing. Right. It's a whole little bit of a headache, but it's grand once you get it figured out. Right. I'm not gonna have like an upper floor on this one, just because I still don't like the stairs we have in the game very much. We are apparently getting new ones, though obviously they'll be in the Atom store, so I don't know. They're probably about 600, 500 atoms, so I'll have to do some dailies or something to get them. But am I gonna have two? Yes, I'm gonna have 2 windows here. Am I gonna have 2 windows? Yes, maybe. Yeah, fuck it, I'll have 2 windows. Live on the edge, David. Have 2 windows. But I've got quite a lot of space, which is quite nice. Yes, I remember what I was doing now. Yeah, it's all coming back to me. Oh, yeah. It's just trying to kind of build a structure that looks cool, but also is viable. So you see all the concrete? I've just got enough. Oh, actually, I've probably got loads, because I've still got all of these ones stored up, haven't I? I'm gonna have the wee ones. It was the wee ones, wasn't it? Yeah, okay. There we go. I'll have to scrap some things, actually, which I'm okay with doing. Cool. Right, and then a roof. I think I've just accidentally duplicated something. I have to jump. And then one more roof. That one. That one. I can't see. Right, yeah, I want that way. And then I just need to scrap something made of concrete. Whatever, really. Don't even think more made of concrete. Worst case scenario, I'll just grab something. It is... I literally need... Oh, wait, now do I have those? Alright, well, we're gonna have to... I'll have to add that wall in. But I'll just quickly just grab a piece of concrete from somewhere. But let's have a look-see on the outside. So it's quite an interesting tiered structure, isn't it? It kind of almost feels like a church, actually. Let's pop a doorway on the front. And I'll add some decoration as well. And you guys can see what it looks like. Let me just pop a doorway on now, though. I also picked up... So I've been basically just picking stuff up from the store. Should I do this one? Or I'm going to put a blue one. Because it's a nice contrast. Yeah, there we go. So I'm going to have something very, very kind of Vault-techy. It's very, very cozy. I will add that one wall in a sec before we do the decoration. So what it is, I'm actually going to decorate this one to an okay-ish degree. And then we can see it. And I'll also put a water purifier and everything outside. 2 seconds. And we are back. Now, this is actually the next real-life day. What I decided to do was hunt down a load more of the decoration plans, as well as I grinded a few of the daily and weekly and character-based challenges to get enough so I could buy some more bits and pieces from the camp store. The Atom store, rather, for my camp stuff. So I'm quite pleased with this, and I'm really liking the contrast between the dangerous as fuck swamp combined with quite a nice little civilized homestead. Now, I had a bit of a thought with kind of the style of what I think I might try and go for a little bit, because the slight issue we have with Fallout 76 is we can't do those really dingy, at least right now, really hyper-realistic builds like we could do in Fallout 4. Especially my last builds before we moved over to Fallout 76. They were kind of really, because using mods and also loads of glitches to kind of really squish stuff together and then use loads of junk decoration as well. We can't really do that with Fallout 76, at least in it's very vanilla. It's very similar to Fallout 4 when it first dropped, which obviously because this is first dropped. And what I've decided to do is instead of... Okay, I can't do that, but what I can do is go with the style of player homes and make them as player homey as possible, if you get my point. So I can't make them look hyper realistic. What I can do is make them look good for the style that we have available. So let's just go through what I've got. So I've got my extractor here. This is an oil extractor. I've disabled my HUD, by the way, so you can just made it transparent, so you can see everything without all of the HUD and UI nonsense. It's quite cool. I've only got one turret because turrets are pretty much useless in this area anyway, but they look nice. I've got my wee farm here, so I've got some mute fruit, some potatoes, and some corn. I did get attacked. I didn't think this area got attacked by enemies. I think it's not that this area gets attacked. I think it's just that your camp does get attacked, and so the area you're in decides the enemies that you have. So, for example, I've had Scorch and I've had these Milex. I did have one Scorch Beast as well. To be honest, when a Scorch Beast attacks my home, I just relog. It's just so much easier. I've got a large water purifier plus large generator, and there are some wee generators plumped in. I haven't actually unlocked the fusion core generator on this character, but to be utterly honest, I quite like the look of the large generator anyway. The one criticism I have of the house, actually structurally, it looks really good from the outside, and this was only due to the limitations of the space that we had because I couldn't build so far out. It does look a little bit crap from the back, but to be fair, there's pretty much no instance you'd be looking at this from the back, and if you were in an area where you could look at it at the back, you'd probably be able to bulk out the back so it looks a little bit more structurally interesting. So I decided to just kind of go for it with the slightly odd looking but weirdly nice, taken as their own kind of Bethesda player home current Fallout 76 style, so I kind of put stuff everywhere basically and just kind of went a little bit OTT with the decoration and the lighting. I've got my little power armor stand, got my little place for fixing my weapons, a little stash box as it acts as a stash box, because I keep this door locked so that way if someone comes in they can just kind of get everything they need to do without actually having to break into my house. So the inside, I love the contrast. So we go crappy dingy swamp, actually lovely dingy swamp, but still very dingy. And you pop in here, bastion of wholesomeness and safety. I really like the contrast. Again, it doesn't look like a Bethesda made home, and in actual fact it looks very much like a player made home, but I decided, okay, if it's gonna look like a player made home, I at least make it a good looking player made home. And I quite like to think I've done quite well. So, because I started a new character, I had loads of atoms stored up, and also I deliberately grinded some challenges. So I went and got this cool planter, and I've got this fire here. And I really like these floor pieces. Recommend picking up at least one of these sets from the Atom store, because they just make the whole area look a lot lighter. I also got those lights as well. I've actually got quite a lot of the stuff. I've got a lot of the cheaper stuff from the Atom store, basically. And I also have quite a lot of recipes on this dude too, which is quite grand. These are actually my favourite collection of tables. They're called the Rustic set. Highly recommend them, because I think they just look... I'm going to make a little farmhouse, and I was looking for them. Got a bearskin rug, got a piano. That normally plays music, but I've turned it on so my video doesn't get copyright striked. Got area here. I still haven't got many of the containers. Those seem to be the hardest to find and also the most expensive. I quite like this little cozy area here. It's quite nice. It's overall, I'm quite pleased with it. The slight issue with bizarrely is that I can't put anything on some of these chest high walls. I'm going to call them chest half walls basically, but I can put it on these one, which is odd. So that's strange, but it is what it is. Yeah, no, I really quite pleased with this. I've got it was quite nice. It is nice once you actually do, and I recommend maybe kind of putting some effort in and actually trying to get all of the decorative, like tables, chairs, anything you can fit on, get the plans, because once you've gotten quite a few of them together, it does really transform your player home. As people have pointed out, the candles and the lanterns are from the Antiques likes, which you get in White Spring down here. So in the White Spring Resort downstairs, you can get things like all the lights, and it's set to what you get there, so you will always get them. Same with the rug here is down there. So anyway, yeah, hope you guys like that. It gives you an idea, especially of how an inside of a more kind of quite safe and modern looking player home can look like. I'm obviously going to add to this one, but I will probably be moving camp again anyway, possibly further down towards Cranberry Bog, because that way I'm kind of nearish to the later game content, because now this dude is level 38, I believe. Yeah, so I will have a new video up soon. I'm going to render my Don't Starve video for tomorrow. And obviously I will continue along with making Fallout 76 stuff. I have various areas planned already because I've been looking around. As always, follow me on Twitter at norespawns. You guys enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy the New Year's if I don't hear from you or speak to you then. And you guys take care.